Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu for this FA Cup match reaction. Manchester United lost against Brighton 2-1 at home at Old Trafford. We are out of the FA Cup third round, first time since 2010 that we exit the cup at this early stage. I have to admit I'm not happy with what I saw. I think the quality is not good enough. I think we have a weak squad, and a lot of these players are not good enough. And I think this is where it lies. I think we huffed and puffed. We tried. You can't take the players on the effort, but you can clearly see the quality. And especially this Brighton team, they have so many good players, and I have such respect for a player like Gruda who scored a goal. For example, the midfield general Pascal Gross, so calm on the ball. Brighton, they took their time, and especially one of my players that I really enjoyed watching was Kadioglu on the left wing, or wing back, or full back, or whatever you want to call it. So there was a good team. Brighton were so much better than us, and I think we struggled to put a mark on the game. We started out well, but after a while, when Brighton scored, I think they controlled the game pretty well. I think we had the momentum, we had the possession, and we had our chances. But again, there's so much inconsistency with this group of players. We have a player like Cunha, for example, brilliant one time, and next time it's it can't be related on, and not just Cunha, but a lot of these players. It's about the quality, and we know that Ineos have to invest in this squad. We have to do something, because I think the game plan is okay. I enjoyed what I saw from Fletcher. I think we try an easy setup, nothing fancy, but I think it works to an extent, but it comes down to quality. So again, men against boys, and Man United didn't do well. Stu and I will be back after this short intro, and you will have Stu's take on the game. We will show you some live footage. We will try to analyze the game, and bring up the tactical board as usual. So guys, girls, stay tuned, and we will be back after the intro. Boom, 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 and the Tactical Devils are back with another match reaction and another loss for Man United. And the worst thing of all, this was our last chance for silverware this season. Now we are just fighting for Europe next season. So in a way, it's nothing more for us to win. And I see a lot of YouTubers, content creators saying that the season is over. How disappointed are you now, Stu, by this?
Yeah, first of all, good evening, everybody. Devilish Tacticos. Good evening, my old mate. I'm disappointed. I'm surprised in many ways, because Brighton turned up with half of their first team on the bench or on vacation. There's certainly one out there on the pitch. The two players that you picked up in particular were superb today. I thought Gross was, very, very good for Brighton.
Fantastic performance from the old German guy. Respect.
They're just technically okay players, but they know what to do. They know how to win football matches, and I'm hugely pissed off that we're in a situation where we're sending a team out there, and nobody really cares about the FA Cup. We didn't have a team that cared about wanting to be in the FA Cup. Didn't have a team out there that understood what being in the FA Cup's about. We didn't have a coaching team that wanted to push what the FA Cup was about. And I just feel quite underwhelmed by everything that's going on in the club at the moment, and we're just banging our heads against a brick wall, and we're not getting anywhere. We're taking 2 steps forward and 4 steps backwards. We're not taking a step, we're taking 4 steps backwards. And we played well in parts and periods. Yeah, absolutely, I would agree. I think we did okay. Criminal from Dallo once again with his 2 misses. It sets you up. Your Dallo scores, it sets you up for the game. Decent header by Sesko. Come in and crikey, when you're heading that close to the biggest head on the planet in Slabhead, Jesus, if he missed the ball and he took out Slavy, fuck me.
Yeah.
Jesus, he never would have woken up. And so we didn't do enough in the game for me. Fletcher looked like he just didn't know what to do out there. Every time the camera was panned to him, his face was one of bewilderment and disbelief. And you're bringing on Casemiro too late. I didn't understand the Casemiro removal. You're right. We got two chances this season of Europe and the FA Cup. We don't make Europe in the league. We could have made Europe through the FA Cup. Now we potentially can't do either. We've got huge problems. It looks like we're not going to even add to the squad. We don't know what we're doing in an interim yet. That still hasn't been dealt with. It's all very amateurish, rather than the greatest club on the planet. So I've got zero confidence in the board tonight. I think Darren Fletcher's probably realised what management's about, and he's quite looking forward to stepping down. What we do, we've got is it City at the weekend?
City is coming up. Yeah, that's the next game.
They've got their semi-final, haven't they, during the week? I think for the Carabao Cup. And then they'll come to us, and then we've got is it Arsenal after that or close?
We have Arsenal. This is a difficult game, so now it's the next game's coming up. I think we are in for a
rough
we
ride.
could actually see us dropping out of the Europa contention also now if we do a couple of losses in a row, and let's say Chelsea and a couple of other teams start winning. The gap will be 6, 7, 8 points, and suddenly. We will start seeing these players, season is over and just jumping ship. I feel we are at this was a turning point.
Yeah, it was a
low point.
I mean, we've got Mbeumo coming back. We've got Ahmad on his way back. So they'll be ready to play next Sunday. But ultimately, the biggest problem that we've got is we still have that real lack of intensity. We don't win tackles. We don't go in hard enough. When we lose tackles, we roll around, fucking cry, and other teams just get on with it. There's just something so inherently wrong with us at the moment. It was awful. When we went 2-0 down, Welbeck took his goal brilliantly. We said Welbeck could score because he always does.
Yeah. Everybody knew he was going to score. Yeah.
If he doesn't go to the World Cup, it'd be fucking criminal in the summer.
Oh, you think so? Would you have him playing for England?
All the time, anytime.
He's 35. He's 35.
What a backup there for Harry Kane.
Yeah.
What a backup for Harry Kane. He will come on. He will get you a goal in the World Cup. I'd take him all day long. So I'm a little bit. I'm deflated as usual again. I thought we may win this game. I thought we'd have enough at home to win it, but we make so many errors, so many mistakes, and we get punished. And when other teams make mistakes, we're just not punishing them. So I'm a bit of a loss really on what to say. I just don't know. I don't want to speak for the sake of speaking because I just don't know where to go with it, pal. Tonight,
We can start with something to share everybody up. We have the legend who is a 21st century vampire coming in with the big one. Yes. Thank you so much. Coming in and say, so glad to finally catch you live, guys. We're not surprised, but this result are we almost a copy paste of Erik ten Hag team. I fear the future of our guys club. So thank you so much for that super chat. I think you deserve a little jingle. That's a massive donation.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it's. I don't know if we are going. Are we going to do this? Are we going to sit here and make this doom and gloom, or do we see positives and can we try to solve the season? You know, for right now, I'm feeling down. I'm starting. I'm so sick of this Man United team. I'm so sick of all the unprofessional things that going on around this club, the board, the Woodwards, the Glazers, the Ineos, the Ratcliffes, the Wilcox, all of this. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I sit here hours and hours every week, talk about Man United, and you guys tune in. We know we have passion for this club, but it feels like we have people in charge who's not have passion for this club. And
I don't know what they do when they wake up in the morning. Yeah. I don't know what they do when they wake up in the morning, Jarvis, the board of directors. No. I just don't know. I think, oh, what should we do today? Well, I don't know. Should you go to the training ground? Yeah, go on then. What should we do? Should we talk about something? I just don't know what they do. I don't know what they're doing at this point in time. I don't know what they're doing tonight. I don't know what our scouting system is doing. I don't know what our fitness coaches are doing. I don't know what our coaching team staff is doing. I don't know what anyone's doing at the fucking club. I don't know how these players function in life. I don't know how they get up in the morning and drive to training. They must have help putting their clothes on because they're that dumb. They can't, you know, it wasn't a rocket science game out there today. As good as Brighton were in possession, they were fucking awful out of possession. They were terrible out of possession, and we cut through them and cut through them and cut through them, and we get to the final third, final quarter, and what happens? We just lob in aimless crosses, or we can't put a 5-yard pass together, or we're trying a Hollywood ball when it's never going to fucking work because Dallo can bring the ball down, and then it's like, oh fuck, what do I do now? Well, you know, try actually making an attempt to put it past the goalkeeper. He's had four of those on the last 3 games, Dallo. Same ball, same position, same drop down.
We know he's not good enough. You know, this is sorry, Grace, but I have to say it. Dallo is a crap footballer. He doesn't have the basics when it comes to being an attacker. Okay, he can defend. I can appreciate him as a defender, but in going into attack, you know, he shouldn't be nowhere near the 18-yard box because he doesn't have the qualities needed. And again and again, you see it. You know, it's not a coincidence. It comes down to quality. And he's one of those players we should just try to get rid of as fast as possible because, you know, he's holding us back. Yeah, sure.
But Jarvis, don't forget also, we've seen Dorgu play his best football on the right twice.
Yeah.
We used him again. What the fuck are we doing? I mean, you're supposed to be dealing with football minds, football intelligence, you know, in the dugout, in the board. We know, everyone could see that Dorgu's playing his best football on the right. Well, we'll stick Dallo there. We'll just put Dorgu on the left.
Sorry, Grace. I'm so sorry. You know, I respect Dallo, but you know, I don't think.
Yeah, she knows. But even Grace would admit those four or five opportunities he's had in the same position in the last 3 games. You've got to score. You have to score. You just do. So it's not that we're having a pop at Dallo. We're just saying gave the ball away a few times today. His tackling was wrong. You know. Shay, Lacey, the kids learned a big lesson in football today. A big lesson in football. Fletcher, I thought, learned a big lesson in football because he just didn't know what to do. I just don't know. Like I say, I just don't know what.
You see Fletcher, you know, standing there, looking behind all the time, you know, searching for a solution, but he didn't have any solutions. You know,
but he's looking around to who? He's looking around to what? There's no Ancelotti on the bench. There's no fucking Steve McLaren on the bench. There's no Mike Phelan on the bench. There's no Ruud van Nistelrooy. There's nobody on the bench he can turn to for advice. So he's looking and looking and looking. He's looking aimlessly out onto the pitch. He's looking aimlessly out into the dugout. He's dropped Casemiro for some reason. God knows why. I just don't understand the reason what he's made these team changes for. He's bought in Mason Mount. It was never going to work today with Mason Mount. It just wasn't.
I don't know why he played Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount was terrible. I know why because I analyzed it, but it didn't work. So we should have taken off Mason Mount, or at least changed it up a lot sooner, because it didn't work. Let's bring up the tactical board, Stu, and talk tactics, because I think we need to try to analyze this game. And I don't know if you agree with me, but this is how I saw Man United setting up. Give me 2 seconds, and I will bring up the good old tactical board. So here we go. What I saw, we started okay. We started in a 4-2-3-1. Nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary. But us playing out from the back, I think we pushed up high with Dalot and Dorgu, and the centre backs went out wide every time we tried to play it out from the back. And one of the central midfielders dropped down in between or on the outside, but one of the central midfielders. The biggest problem in this setup is we have Ugarte and Kobe Mainu, both incapable of putting in a long pass, starting to play over the lines. So we had to thread ourselves out under actually a very good high press from Brighton, and it didn't work, this formation, because either Ugarte or Mainu have the capabilities of hitting it long. They can't find people, they don't have the quality when it comes to passing. They have short to medium range passes, and even then maybe Ugarte is a little bit dodgy. So, and Kobe Mainu also, poor game today. We have had so many chances. People are shouting out for Kobe Mainu. Yes, he's a massive talent, but he hasn't proved anything to us as fans, because he hasn't performed anything. What he produces, his output is dreadful, to say the least. And he have to take care of himself and his own career, because we can talk about Napolis and all of these big clubs coming in for him, but if he continues like this, he will be out. He will never see a Man United jersey again. Because his performances are so poor. That's just my opinion, because he doesn't have the right mindset. Sometimes he looks very slow, and then same with Ugarte, too tedious on the ball, and us trying to play out from the back in this way didn't work. Desperations set in. We subbed, and Bruno became the central, and he was trying to drop down, but Bruno was knackered. He tried everything he had, but he couldn't find the passes to play out. So again, we lost the ball, because it ended up with us playing the ball back to Lammers, and Lammers hoofed it long, and the Brighton midfield took down the ball. Pascal Gross, so calm on the ball. For me, I think he was
the best player out there tonight.
Yeah, because he sets the rhythm, he takes the tempo in the game. And every time when Brighton won the ball, okay, we keep possession. Yeah. Keep possession. Let Man United run in between, and when the opening is there, boom, they go direct, they go hard, and it didn't work, this setup with against this Brighton team.
It was never going to work, though, pal. Unfortunately, it was never going to work. As soon as you took Shaw out of the equation and put Dorgu as a traditional left back, it was never going to work. You're absolutely right. Fletcher decided to use our fullbacks as wing backs, and so yes, they've got the pace to get up and down, and yes, they've got the energy to get up and down. But by doing that, you're quite right. You split the two centre halves, which is exactly why I said we must have Martinez as a 6, because that negates everything you've just spoken about. That one player stops all of that, because what you've done is talk about the passing ability of Mainu and Ugarte, which me and you've spoken about in many occasions. He doesn't have Ugarte that ability to play a raking 20, 30-yard pass. He can't play make from the back, and nor can Mainu, but Martinez can. So I'm looking at the lineup and I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's going on at the back? Why has he made such a radical change at back 4? It seems that Manchester United, we don't learn. These so-called elite people just don't learn when it comes to playing the basics of football, Jarvis. And everything you said, whether you put Martinez, by the way, as a traditional centre-half and don't push him out wide, or you push him as the 6, he is our playmaker from the back. I made that point. So you're absolutely right. When I was seeing
Yeah, but
Dorgan,
I think sorry, but it's about the output. He has a left foot, this passing angle. We end up with the ball to Dalot, and Dalot, he's incapable of doing anything creative with the ball.
yes,
And we have players like Cunha who needs to drop really deep to get the ball because we don't have the ability to progress the ball into his area. So again, he takes too much responsibility on his shoulders.
and it's too
He
late, by
tries.
the way. It's too late,
Yeah.
isn't it, Jarvis? When you drop that deep,
Yeah.
all you're going to do is if I'm marking Cunha and he's dropping deep, I'm just going to go into his vicinity. That's all I'm going to do, because as soon as he turns, I know what he's going to do. He's going to run at me. Then I'm going to hit you. Thank you. Good night. He's not got the people around him, the players around him. He can get it, pass it, move it, and go. He's a pass and move guy. Once he gets into space, he can carry the ball 10 or 15 yards brilliantly. But he can't do that. He can't do that. You've got Dulga going past him on the left. If he flips over to the right, you've got fucking Dalot going past him on the right. So he's got nowhere to go. That big split between the back three are abysmal midfield. I feel I've for Garte today, not so much Mainu, because I don't think Mainu's pulled his head out of his arse. He's sulking for whatever reason. He needs to stop sulking. You started today. That's what you wanted. You should have made. You're at Old Trafford. You started the game. We should have dug us out. We should have dug deep and dug us out, and he didn't do that today. Garte really bad with his distribution, I thought, pals. Really,
it's not about his effort, because I think he wins a lot of second balls and all of this. He has an engine, but it comes down to ability again. And as I said in the opening, it's about our quality. We don't have the quality needed with a lot of these players. We talk about Mason Mount, for example. He played on the side defensively. He doesn't solve it. He comes in too centrally. He doesn't see and Brighton, they attacked on Mason Mount's side all the time, and he was terrible defensively.
He was easy to get around. The opening goal, the shoulder drop, one for the better word, by Welbeck doesn't do a shoulder drop. That's not his bag. His bag's in the middle. Get me on the fucking cross. But he dug out a lovely cross. Yoro couldn't get enough on it, and it falls to what's his name? Your guy. Who got the goal anyway? You're talking about him.
Gruda.
Yeah, him who got the goal. As ultimately it was a nicely worked goal, but we were weak in all areas across the pitch.
Yes.
And again, I'm just sitting here in bewilderment as to how a bunch of elite professionals can get it so wrong. And more importantly, Jarvis, can't understand and can't determine what's going on during the game as well and deal with it. So, Grace, we're not blaming Dalot for the result, by the way. We're not.
No. I think it's on a lot of players, and I think Licha had a terrible game today.
He was rubbish today.
He was rubbish.
Yeah.
And also I think Mason Mount had a poor game. Dalot had a poor game. Sesko, he huffed and puffed, but he has his moments. But again, he lacks a little bit of end product. He scored a goal. Yes, I think he was quite good. But again, there are so many weaknesses in our team. And, I'm really worried of us going forward. Now we have City, we have Arsenal. And at the moment, I don't think we have it in us. Our quality is so poor at the moment. And maybe Amrim was covering over something that we haven't seen this season. Maybe with his tactics, I don't know. I don't know, because if we set up in this 4-2-3-1 against Arsenal and City, we have no chance. No chance in hell. No chance in hell.
We're going to get hammered. We just aren't compact enough. We're not athletic enough.
Yeah,
we're not cute enough. Our intelligence is lacking. It's going to be a very, very difficult match a week on Sunday. A very, very difficult match a week on Sunday.
But by the way,
Arsenal.
You have a super chat from Jonathan. Sorry for bringing it in so late, Jonathan. Coming in and say Sebastian Hoeneß or Nagelsmann would I take in the summer? Yeah.
Well, Hoeneß has been linked, hasn't he? What's his name? Ralph Rangnick suggests Hoeneß is the one to go for. He's made it very, very clear. Yeah, he's made it very clear that he's the one to go for. Again, not for me. I wouldn't take Nagelsmann either. And the more and more I think about it, Jarvis, and the more that I'm seeing it unfold, if you don't get somebody in like Ancelotti, we're fucked. We're just fucked.
Yeah.
Well, you need somebody who's going to walk through the door. I said it about Cantona years ago, didn't I? People laugh at when I say it, but when Cantona walked through the door, his dick walked in 30 seconds before him. That's what you need. You need somebody like that who's going to walk through the door, he's going to shove off his coat, and everyone's going to go, oh shit. Look, just walk through the fucking door.
But again, Stu, we are, as a fan base, we're looking for a savior. That's how we are. We have villains and we have saviors, and this is Man United. We think that Ancelotti can come in, but it can end really bad. Because the problem isn't the managers per se. The problem, we know it by now. We know the problem is that the owners. The owners are not backing it. We have a squad with a lot of deficiencies. And we can't make it work. It doesn't matter if you play 3-4-3 or 4-5-1 or whatever.
You can play whatever you want, Jarvis. Yeah. You could do the Jarvis chop 4 times in that game. It's going to make fucking no difference. And I agree with you. I do. And that's why I don't want to ruin a coach like Ernest. Why bother? I don't want to ruin a coach like Nagelsmann. I agree with the guys at Nagelsmann's, a decent coach.
Nagelsmann is decent. Yeah, Ernest is decent. A lot of these guys can come in and actually do a job, but it doesn't matter if Ineos, Glazers are not putting the money where the mouth is. They have to back the manager. We have to buy players. We have to be serious as a football club. We have to get rid of a lot of these players with poor qualities. They've shown it now year in, year out, and we're not good enough. We came in 15th last season. We are sitting. What are we sitting now? 7th? 6th? 7th? And the season before we came in 7th under Ten Hag, we won the FA Cup to just paper over the cracks. And again, we are a medium to poor team at best.
But we can't. We are. And I'm not saying, look, I don't think Ancelotti will be able to change it, but he will come in and he will make a stance. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want. Leave me alone. I'll run the football side, you run the business side. Just leave me alone. And he can do that. Maybe Enrique can do that as well, potentially. But if you bring in Tuchel or you bring in any of these other great managers, it's going to be a pointless exercise. It really is going to be a pointless exercise, Jarvis. I agree with you 100%. Pointless, because we're going to have the same conversation. I said it when Ten Hag went, so did you. I said, well, we'll be talking about hammering in 2 years' time. I said, no, we won't. No, we won't. Yes, we fucking are.
Said the same.
We're going to be doing it again. You've got to cut the umbilical cord and you've got to get these players in. And then you bring in a young, bright manager who's willing to work under somebody like an Ancelotti for 2 years so you can pass on and make a smooth transition. He's working with him, Jarvis. He knows his system, and he's got the players around him to play the system. That's the important aspect of it. It's 2 years learning the job and having the players, learning the system and having the players to play how you want to play. So when Ancelotti walks out, you've got, look, Arne Slot did it. People can say Arne Slot's this great manager, whatever. I sat on this channel and I said to you, Arne Slot cannot fail to win the league.
No.
He doesn't need to do any coaching, blah, blah, because Liverpool didn't do a thing. They changed nothing.
Liverpool were an autopilot. They were driving by themselves.
Liverpool went away.
Nothing to do with Arne Slot.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And now Slot's had his the keys to it. And given the keys, he's opened the door. He's turned on the ignition, and they're nowhere near where they were last year. Yeah. We can't keep doing that. So if you get this Ancelotti type player in, a manager in, you get a Kieran McKenna, for argument's sake, there's no change he just gives the keys and he's still driving. He's just jumping out the driver's seat door and somebody else is in. If we don't do that and we bring in somebody else, what's going to be happening, Jarvis? Be honest. What's going to happen?
You will be sacked in 18 months.
Exactly. So what's the fucking point? What is the point? You may as well, whether people like Cameron or not, we may as well have stuck with him. I'm not saying Amarim would have got us over the line today. I don't.
I mean, I said it. We should just keep him at least for the season,
Yeah.
and see how it plays itself out. We need to be long. We need longevity in this club, some kind of stability, because when we have owners like and Wilcox, coming in and making a decision like this, putting his nose into Amarim's business. He's a fucking amateur, and I mean it. He should get the sack. He should be the first out the door. He's stepping on Amarim's toes, and now we have had Ineos are throwing the season under the bus right now, and we have been through hell as Man United supporters. We sat loss after loss last season, hoping that this Amarim thing, the 3-4-3, would catch on. We wanted a big summer. We needed a big summer. We signed 3 forwards, and that's it. And a young goalkeeper. And we didn't get the backing he needed. I said it. We talked about rating the summer transfer window. I gave it a 4 because I think it was poor. It wasn't good enough. We needed an 8, 9, or a 10 out of 10 transfer window. We needed a lot of players in and a lot of players out, but we didn't. They couldn't produce for the manager, and this is because they are too slow on the trigger. The owners are not good enough. They sacked Ten Hag after giving him an evaluation. 3 months later, he was out. Cost us 10-15 million pounds, and the same with the 4 million to get Ashworth in, and 5 million to get him out only 5 months later. And this is how we are running the club right now. Wilcox, he should go. He's not big enough for this director of football job. And we gotta be serious as a football club. We gotta bring in, if we are talking about best in class, there's only one thing to do, and that is to bring in best in class, not effing amateurs as Wilcox.
Look, he's got to do that, and you're absolutely right. And the other thing for me is, right now, we could have said to Amarin, or it doesn't. Okay, we could have said to Amarin, look, I can go and get you Ruben Neves, 20 million quid. Can you make it work? Oh yeah, I can. I can make it work. Great, let's get it done. I can go and get you X, Y, and Z. Can you make it work in the squad? If I get you these players, can you do it? Because I can get them. I know I can get them. Can you do it? Yes, we don't do that. We don't operate like a serious club, Jarvis.
No.
I'm again bewildered about what I've seen today. I'm bewildered about what's happened over the last couple of weeks. You're right. Wilcox should never have been given the job as director. He should have remained as technical director, and we get another one in. You're not good enough to be sporting director. He's got to go for sure. If I was Jim, I'd get rid of Barada as well. I'll get rid of both of them, and I would bring in the old guard. I don't give a fuck now. I'll bring in somebody like Gary Neville, who's a very, very astute businessman. People can say what they like, but he is. He's a very astute businessman, and you need somebody who's going to come in and steady the ship. Somebody
he just saw the overlap. He has made his money.
Sold the overlap for millions. For millions, he sold his stake in Salford City for millions. He knows what he's doing. But he knows the club. Well, somebody actually, and the manner, somebody said, I thought that was brilliant. Somebody said the other day, I saw it on Twitter, somebody should just drop Roy Keane in just at half time or whatever and see what they do.
Dropping him, swinging,
Drop him in like a parachute. I thought it was fucking excellent, Or suddenly there's this big ball of smoke, and then as it clears, Roy Keane's standing there with his fucking. But the thing about it all is that somebody like that, you've got to take it serious. You have to take him seriously. Eric Cantona got involved with Manchester United. He's got involved with
he turned Man United down. He would never work for the Glazers. He has some integrity.
He went with FC Manchester United, didn't he? The Phoenix club, and rightly so. So it's going to be so difficult moving forward now, guys. We are in for more pain. I'm sorry to say.
I always said, an old job is saying it can always get worse. That's just how it is.
I'm afraid so. I just, like I say, I don't know where we go today.
Right now, if I can try to predict the future before we go to Bilal's super chat, I just want to say, I feel right now, if we lose against Arsenal and Manchester City, it doesn't matter who comes in as interim. I think we will lose the momentum. The players will start dropping their heads and thinking about the World Cup instead. Just the World Cup, staying injury free, not putting your legs on the line, nothing. We will just walk out, end up being 10th in the league, and the merry goes around, and we are back in the next season. No money, no Europe, and who knows who comes in as manager? Because I don't think serious managers like Ancelotti would go near a club like Man United, because we are run like a shit show at the moment.
Okay, therein lies the problem, pal. As much as I would love that scenario, I can't see it happening, because I don't think he'd be interested. Somebody mentioned Ranić. I know he's preparing Austria for the World Cup. Again, they won't go back to Ranić. They should have done. Ranić was the voice of reason. They should have hired him directly as sporting director. None of this fucking consultancy bullshit. You are in as sporting director. You are going to run the football side of the business. Okay, he can do that. He knows what he was doing, you know. Yes. But no, they said no. They got scared. Oh, crikey, he's going to make us look this. He's going to make us look that. You know, it's going to be terrible for us. So Hansi Flick, I don't think he'd come from Barcelona anyway. To be honest, crikey, I would go so far as to go and get Joachim Löw, the ex Germany coach. You know, I mean, fucking hell. I don't think he's in employment, is he? Jesus, get him in.
You know, he's an attacking manager. He likes the 4-3-3, and you know, plays with wingers. I think he could suit the Man United way, but you know, maybe it's not defensively enough, because we know how to win the league is about defensive stability. You know, now it's about defense. It's about long balls. It's about corner kicks. It's about long throw-ins. Everything, you know, the game has changed so much.
I was using him a bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
My point being, what was he? 14 years Germany head coach.
A lot of experience, yes.
And he won, and they won in his time, didn't they? You know, but that's the type of manager we've got to be looking at. I do like the. I mean, Luis Enrique is probably the number one target as a hipster manager, Jarvis. I like it. I like that point that you were making. Hipster manager above Xavi, above.
We can't bring in hipster managers. We don't have the backing to get the right players in. You know, we couldn't even get Frankie de Jong or a ball-playing, deep-lying playmaker for Ten Hag for so many years. We screamed out. We knew the system. His system needed someone who could drop down and do the job. As we saw today, the insufficiencies with players like Mainu and Ugarte trying to drop down in between the centre backs. You know, why are they doing this? Do they actually think they can put in a 35, 40-yard pass, ping it to the wingers, you know, trying to attack? We can't. We can't play ourselves. We can't even play ourselves out from the back. This is where we are at the moment as a club.
Which is appalling, by the way. And I hate this playing that from the back, Lark, you know it. So anyway, we must do.
But it's about controlling the game, you know. But big up I Am Titanium coming in. Thank you so much, Bilal, for that super chat. Coming in and say, smash the like, people. You might not like what's happening at the club, but you can like the video. So thank you so much, people. Do us a favor, smash the like if you haven't.
Brilliant.
And if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, subscribe also, and hit that bell notification, and you will get a notification when we go live. But you all know this, so I'm just preaching for the choir. But I just want to. I saw a name I haven't seen in a while, because we have good old Neil. I haven't seen Neil Driscoll in a while. Thank you so much for coming back, Neil.
Bloody hell! I was just having a look at that as well. Neil Driscoll.
Neil Driscoll. Big up, Neil. I hope you're well. Coming in and actually give us an update on the Barcelona-Real Madrid game, and Barcelona is 1-0 up over.
Is it the Cup or the Copper? Is it their FA Cup? Is it? Or I can't remember what. It's live on Copa Cup or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it's live. Anyway, isn't it on TNT or BT Sport? Neil Driscoll, brilliant.
Big up, Neil. Okay, let's get back to the game, because I don't think we can change the current state tonight, you know. But there is a protest coming up, and guys, if you are around the Manchester area or considering traveling to Manchester, you should go and join the protest. I think these owners needs to know how we as a fan base feel, because you know they can't just squander around and throwing seasons under the bus over and over again, you know, because it hurts. It hurts. Because we are seeing Manchester City playing really well, we are seeing Liverpool playing well, we are seeing other clubs, Arsenal winning the league, and you know, we should be up there. We should be up there competing with teams like this, but we can't. We can't, because we have owners who are useless in a lot of ways. And I had hopes for Ineos, but now they only proved for me, that they can't do anything. Let's go back to the game. So Stu, defensively on our on the right hand side, I think the Dalot Mount thing didn't work well. I think Kadioglu had a really good game. Rutter, he
did.
sometimes played as a number 9, and Welbeck was a little bit deeper at times. Kadioglu was bombing on the left hand side. We couldn't quite know what to do with him. I think a player like Gruda, wow, what a player!
Well,
I didn't know about this guy, but he really impressed me how good that guy actually is. And then Dorgu and Sesko Cunha couldn't stop him, and he was so good, calm on the ball. Every time he received the ball, he just hold on to it, and made us push over to his side. And he played in centrally, and our attack defense was wide open so many times, and we could see it especially on the Welbeck goal. Oh my God, terrible defending. Terrible.
I'd have been saying to Sesko, by the way, I said, oh, by the way, Sesko, when we've got transition and you're watching, just do me a favour and just watch how Welbeck manoeuvres himself in and around the 18-yard area, because, people look at that and think, you shouldn't be you should be concentrating on receiving the ball. No, concentrate what's happening, because when you can see it unfold. When you concentrate on what's happening in the game, you can see it unfold. And when you pick a player, you can look at the movement that Welbeck did. How did he get into space? Where did he collect the ball? How the fuck did he collect the ball? I would be looking at Welbeck all the time. And then when the ball comes into you, it's easy to switch on in football. It's very easy to switch off, but it's easy to switch back on. And we don't read the game. None of us, Manchester United players don't read the game. Welbeck does. Gross, in particular, reads the ball, gets the ball, bang. There you go. Next. Everyone else is running around like lost sheep. Gross has given the ball away 5 seconds ago. And then he'll start doing what he does. He'll then start reading the game from his release of the ball. May get it back, release it again. He'll start reading the game then. If the ball goes up the right, what shall I do then? Where do I need to position myself just in case we put a cross in, it gets headed out? Where do I need to be to either collect the ball or stop the transition? That's what great players do. The best players in the world do that. That's why Rodri, people say Rodri is so simple. He's effective because he just jogs into the position, because his head is constantly looking. He's constantly looking about what's unfolding in front of him. Steven Gerrard was excellent. I hate to say it. Scholes, brilliant at it. Keane, Ince, Graham Souness, brilliant at it. Great tackler, but brilliant at it. All that there are players. There's loads of examples of these types of players, and Agata can't do that.
No.
Unfortunately, look at Mainu. When he wants to, Casemiro can. When he wants to, Bruno can. When he wants to, Mason Mount can. When he wants to. But we don't have enough of these players. You've got a very erratic Dorgu. You've got a very erratic Dalot, and you've got an erratic Yoro. He's been erratic. We'll all admit that. And you've got one constant who didn't play well today, Martinez. So if you've got erratic right, left back, and centre back with you, and you're not playing well enough, then the whole back four just goes to pieces, which is why I couldn't get my fucking head around why Fletcher changed the back four like that. He should have kept Heaven where he was. Heaven, I'm not saying Heaven would have stopped Welbeck, because I thought Welbeck took his goal brilliantly. I really did. Nowhere to go, by the way. He could only go one place with that ball, and it went there.
It was a fantastic finish,
But Heaven has been playing decent. I know he's had a couple of, you pointed out, he's had a couple of errors in his game, but he's still young, but he still was playing solid. So Martinez is looking around thinking, what am I going to do? So he's made some big mistakes, Fletcher has today, or his coaching team, or whoever has made some big mistakes. You should go back, look at where we've been effective in the past, and start playing that type of position. And we just didn't do it. Apparently, Vinny Jr. scored an absolute corker, according to Catherine No Nonsense McDade. I don't think he is either, Boxing. I think he's seriously, I've said it for a long time, he's a better wing back for me, or a centre mid. Those are his two positions. He would be super strong for us at. But anyway, it's not going to happen.
Martinez, he needs the right partner. That's the thing. That's the thing. And I also think that I agree with you, Stu, when it comes to Heaven. I think it's more technical on the ball. I think it's a little bit calmer than Euro. Euro is a little bit more erratic. And well, you get mistakes with these young centre backs, and maybe it's not the right time because Martinez is not fully fit. He's been out for a long time, and you can clearly see he's not at his best yet. So I think Martinez will improve, but today he was poor. He was really poor. But
you've been on the pitch.
Difficult also, playing under a high press of Brighton, because Brighton pressed brilliantly and hard working through the full 90 and made it difficult for us.
You've been on the pitch.
We tried, but we couldn't find an opening. Back to Lamens and out.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on a pitch where it's difficult. The Kobe Mainoo pass, where we got it 5 yards past Bruno, was unacceptable. What are you doing? How are you doing that? I listened to a story the other day. It's an old Cloughy story. I love Cloughy stories; they're brilliant. But they were making a point that they would maybe train once a week. Because they play a 4-4-2 week in and week out, and the players knew what they were doing. We are not equipped to be in a situation 2-1 now, apparently. Fucking hell.
All right.
We're not equipped to play these types of games, Jarvis, but we should be. Danny Welbeck just wants to win football matches. Pascal Gross just wants to win football matches. Gruda, I'd never heard the guy. Brilliant.
Yeah. And you got to take into consideration this Brighton team. They rested a lot of their best players, Van Hecke, Tolma, all of them sitting on the bench. And we play against the Brighton reserves, and they play us off the park. That's really concerning in an FA Cup home at Old Trafford, in a game that really matters for us. One of our biggest games of the season. So disappointing.
Don't worry, the 40-point trophy is still on. Hey, come on, 35 likes. Let's get us to 50, please, if you could. It means a lot to us in the algorithm.
Yes. 50 likes is the minimum. So guys, do us a favor, smash the like. And I just wanna. I saw Neil Driscoll putting in a comment. He's not been well and he's been waiting for an operation. So understandable, Neil. But it's so good to have you back. I really appreciate you. Okay, let me just bring up this. We can analyze the Welbeck goal, because I think it is so.
I'm quite excited about that, Jarvis. I am quite excited about it because it's movement.
Yes. So it's not the first goal. This is the second goal. But we can start with this. And the first you see is a player like Xerxes jogging up in the press. Gruda is pinning. I think it's Dallow. No, Dorgu down, and Gruda, he takes that pass really well. So look at this.
Who got that one? Who got the second? It's 2-2 apparently.
Oh,
brilliant. Sorry, John. Sorry.
But you see the pass comes. He has all the time in the world just to pinpoint the pass right to Gruda. It's a hard pass. It's really well put pass, and Gruda, how he takes down the ball. Look at him, his movement. This is not an easy thing to do. And he looks around, takes his time, and stops. And look at how passive we are. Look at Dorgu, how passive he is. We're just standing there like mannequins. We're not being aggressive. Yeah, Martinez is out of position. He was trying to press high because there was no one pressing the player who made the pass. I think it was number 34, and that's was it Gross? No, it was Veltman.
I thought Gross was 34, but he's a 30-something, isn't he? He's 34 years old, Jarvis.
He's 30. Yes, he's 30.
Yeah, he's 34 years old, isn't he, Gross?
But you see how passive you are. You as a defender, I'm 100% sure that you would be closer. You need to be closer. You can't give Premier League players this amount of space.
Yeah, if you go back slightly, and we'll see Welbeck's finish in a minute, but I want you to look at Dorgu's actual starting position. Keep going. There, stop there. Starting position. His starting position is of zero knowledge as where Gruda is.
Yeah.
as a fullback, you should always, if you're standing here, your player's got to be within your eye line here. That's how it is. With Martinez way out the equation, Yoro miles out the equation, Welbeck walking at this point. You see Welbeck at this point, because he knows
Welbeck,
first of all, he knows Gruda's going to pick it up. He knows that straight away. And you're right about everyone being passive, but just watch.
But also the space here. Let's say Lenny, you're okay. Maybe you need to just make a choice. You just need to push in this area, to help out, because obviously,
you do.
I know a centre back shouldn't vacate his space, but sometimes you just need to take action.
But if you watch as you play it on me, old mate, just watch Dorgu's body position, and then you'll understand why Gruda was in so much space.
Yeah,
because he didn't know where he was anyway. But it gets even worse because he starts turning in circles to try and locate him, which is fucking terrible. It's awful.
Okay, so let's just start with Gruda receiving the ball and then play it on from there.
Watch there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. He's had to turn himself 360 almost, or 180. But it's too late now.
Yeah, but he has so much space in every direction. He can even just flick it on and run against the goal. He have no cover. This is the main issue. How I see it.
Milkshake. Gruda he's having a quick slurp of a McDonald's milkshake.
So you see him. You have all the time in the world, and now you see Welbeck.
Now Welbeck's interested. He's interested now. Welbeck.
And if you play it on. So Gruda just plays so passive. Oh.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish. But Welbeck becomes alive. When he kind of hangs out, and then all of a sudden he knows Gruda's got it. Then he becomes alive, and he sprints past. Okay, he sprints past Ugarte.
Look at Ugarte here. Ugarte, he knows he can see by himself this one centre-back, Martinez, is out of position, and RDM, who is supposed to help out defensively.
Who's that?
Just jogs and let Welbeck just casually just walk past him and give him the most dangerous space, the obvious space.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
The other fullback, you have Dallo here.
He should have done everything to stop Welbeck advancing at that point. You put your arm out, shoulder barge him, do anything to stop Welbeck.
You drag him down. I don't care. Make a free kick. I don't care. You stop him. That's your main objective on the pitch right now and at that moment.
It is. There you go. He doesn't even look at him. And if you watch Ugarte's face, he doesn't look at him. He starts to go towards Gruda. What the fuck are you doing? Just stop Welbeck. Anyway,
and the board is saying we don't need midfielders.
We don't need a midfielder, correct?
No. We don't need midfielders. We are fine, just the way we are.
Yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. But Welbeck was brilliant on the first goal as well.
Yes, the first goal was Welbeck so good, but Gruda and Welbeck was the ones to look out for today, and I think
Mount was shite as well. Yeah.
Stephanie comes in. Big up, Stephanie. I hope you're well. Coming in and say, Mainu looked very slow. He has he's no legs, sadly. I don't know if this is because of the injury. He's never looked the same after the injury. I don't know if it affects his way of running or whatever, but he looks really sluggish.
I think he's sulking, actually. He looked like to me he was sulking.
You have too many t-shirts, free Mainu underneath his jersey.
Yeah, he just looked completely uninterested in the game. I mean, you haven't played for weeks. You've been told you're rubbish. Get out there and fucking perform. Please, earn your fucking money. You want a big contract? Go and earn it. Just do something.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Kid Longer comes in and say teams don't respect Man United anymore. We are too easy to play against. One pass and they are through our midfield. Yeah, I think you are spot on. That's right on the money. So good comment. A lot of people agree with Mainu, but he's got legs, but he don't use them. I think that's one of the funny one.
That's more of a piss take, like,
yeah. Aaron Mitchell comes in and say nothing works without the proper midfielders, mate. Yeah, games are won and lost in the midfield, and obviously we are losing games because of our midfield.
We're just like I said, if you watch Pascal Gross today, he just
he's calm. He's calm, and he has all the time in the world.
It's great to see somebody like Pascal Gross. By the way, he comes straight back in. He's played every game since he's been back, hasn't he?
Imagine that. But this is Brighton, they have all of these young, fantastic prospects and the Brighton model, but they also have a lot of these. They have Dunk, they have Veltman, they have Gross, players that just been around for so many years. They are what's the name? Continuing bearers of the club. They are.
Yeah. He's the water carrier. People call it the water carrier, but he is. By the way, Pim, I love your message. Just my opinion, which means F all. All opinions mean a lot. You actually make a good point. There are times where he did use the ball well, but there are other times where I just thought he was a bit lethargic. Might be because he hasn't played for a while. Might be because, as Jarvis says, the injury. But ultimately, he's really got to step up. If you want to stay at this club, you've got to step up. So it will be interesting. Of course, Proper he's talking about. Bilal's talking about Proper and Gross, both really good players for. And Trossard, when Trossard was at Brighton, I thought he was excellent.
Yeah. That's the thing. They are, that's the difference between a well-driven club and a shit show like Man United. So
we are a shit show at the moment, it just annoys
me. Yeah. Before we go to the second goal, we need to talk about the referee, Hooper. I think he had a poor game. There was no VAR. For me, by the letter of the law, you should send Lacey off in that game. But if you are a human being and if you understand football and not just run by the letter of the law, I think as a referee in a situation like this needs to let it slip. To be honest, I know the rules say this no. You're not allowed to react, but as from a human level, you could hear the stadium. Even referee Hooper understands that Shay Lacey is 17, maybe he's 18. He has no experience. This is something he was a little bit too.
He had no choice.
He was too fired up. He wanted it too much.
Yeah,
but I think it was a harsh decision sending him off. After something like this, every human, after a situation like this, you hear the crowds. You get pushed by Kadioglu. And you end up standing there with the ball, and you hear the referee, blowing the whistle when you have won the duel, and you should probably have a free kick because of it, or a throw into Man United, and the referee blows against. It's a human reaction, and I think we have taken out the human element of the game. By being this straight when it comes to decisions. I know by the letter of the law, it's the correct decision. But for me, I wouldn't have done it.
It was two things for me. First and foremost, it's a rubbish rule anyway. And so I don't like the rule anyway. So yeah. I'm actually glad he did it, really, because the kid's got to learn. And that is harsh, guys. It really is harsh, and I get it. And you guys are going to come after me on it, but the kid's got to learn. Now, you want to be in that environment, you've got to learn, because we call for consistency all the time in football. Every single one of us calls for consistency. We all do. We all say that was given a yellow card last week, not this week. That was given a red card last week. This is definitely a red card, but it wasn't given. That was a penalty last week, not a penalty. That was handball last week, not handball. I think it's great for the kid. He will learn a big, valuable lesson himself. That's, you want to play in the big boys leagues, you've got to pull on, what's the old American expression? Pull your pants up or whatever. Okay. I think it's great for him, and I think he'll learn. I think he was doing okay. Came on, a couple of great shots again. He was doing all right. I like what I saw from him. But yes, thank you, Agile Beast. I must admit, I missed the first yellow as well, so I don't exactly know what the first yellow was about.
No, the first yellow was just him, like, he had a long touch, and he was coming in a little bit too late. He didn't touch the player, but he stamped his foot right in front of him.
Okay,
so it looked like he hit him because the Brighton player rolled over. He came in late. So, okay, you can give it. It's not a harsh yellow card. It's a yellow card. He comes in late. You see this all the time, players having a long touch.
So my take is this.
He didn't touch him, actually. He didn't.
Yeah. So my take is this. I hate the rule anyway, Jarvis. You took the ball away. You get a yellow card. Grow up. It's pathetic. Even if you fucking slam the ball down, I don't really care about that, to be honest. You're not hurting anyone. It's just a bit of frustration. I totally agree. But from a consistent level, and we want consistency all the time. If Lacey got away with it today, and Dallo gets away with it, doesn't get away with it next week, then we're going to be talking about, well, Dallo should, So I think it's great for Lacey. If I'm Fletcher, actually, if I'm Bruno, not Fletcher, if I'm Bruno, I'm going home saying, look, the lateral law is this. I get it. I understand you're frustrated, but you've learned a valuable lesson about football today. Learn from it.
Yeah.
Learn from it. That's what I would say. But I agree with you. I'm going to sound such a hypocrite now. I really do agree that he's a young lad and that he's just come on. But he might look at it and say, sorry, guys, these are the rules. Look it up. IFAB, Rule 10, paragraph 3, 6.1. I'm correct. So just one of those. It's just I felt sorry for the kid. I did, and it was horrible to see him visibly upset.
He was almost crying. You could see, all the emotions ran through his body. I think it was a tough moment for a young kid. I hope he can stand up straight after this and
so do
not let this ruin his momentum at the moment, because he looks brilliant on the ball. It's fantastic, but he lacks physicality.
Yeah, he loves it. I'd love him, Jarvis, to get in the squad next Sunday, get on the bench, because I think a Boomer's going to start, and we all know that. Sorry, he will serve the one match ban. Correct. Thanks very much. Get him in the squad for Arsenal, Jarvis. Get him in the squad for Arsenal and say, just don't do it again. Just learn. So got no problem. It's just one of those at the end of the day. Look, consistency. It's a killer. We all want it. We all call for it. I feel for the kid. I do. But anyway.
So if you look at the situation, I can't play it as a close-up, so we just gotta go frame by frame. So how I see it, is it dueling with Kadioglu here, and Kadioglu leans in. He knows he's stronger and more physical. I like Kadioglu. He almost have like the Salah-esque physicality. Low center of gravity, and he's tight, he's strong. So you won't be able to just push him out of the way. So Kadioglu leans back, and Shay Lacey comes in and uses his body. And one moment you see he puts his arms out to just stop himself running into Kadioglu. And at that moment, Kadioglu throws himself forward, and he tries to construct a free kick. So at this moment, I think Shay Lacey feel he didn't do anything wrong. He hardly touched him, but Kadioglu, he's been around the game for many years now, and this is how a seasonal Premier League player do in a situation like this.
What he should have done there was just take the free kick, and then when he's walking past by Kadioglu, next time, son, you will fall because I'll fucking push you properly. That's all I just said to Kadioglu, because everything that Kadioglu did there, I would have done exactly the same when I got my body in place of Lacey. I'd have then not stiffened, I would have loosened myself up, ready for the touch, bang. Yeah. It's an easy free kick. He even knows it. Look at his expression. The defender, free kick, yes. He even knows it. Yeah. So that's how you do it.
But
It's football, guys.
Shay Lacey's too fired up in this situation, you know, and
Too fired up. Yeah.
you take up the ball. I think he deep inside he knows that it was a free kick. He knows that the referee gave it. He could hear the whistle. And
it's a dive. It's a blatant dive. Does is right. It's a blatant dive. Yeah, but fair play.
And when he takes up the ball, you know, and you can see his reaction, you know, he instantly reacts and he's not happy with it, and he just throws down the ball, you know. It's a shame, and you know, look at his face when he receives that red card.
That's more of, I know exactly what I've done here.
Yeah.
I mean, the interesting thing was, if you remember, I mean, in the UK, I don't know what it was like in Norway, my old mate, but on TNT, he'd gone with the yellow, he'd gone with the red. Nobody really knew what happened. I saw it and I thought, oh, fuck. But I didn't remember his yellow card.
No, I instantly, I saw it right away. I thought, oh shit, okay, he's getting a red.
Yeah. But the guys, the commentators in the UK didn't even mention it. And Shay Lacey's getting sent off is what they said, because they hadn't even seen it. They were talking about something else, you know. So look, the kid will learn. And the great thing about football is, and the great thing about Shay Lacey right now, he'll learn from that job. He looks to me the type of kid that will learn. Actually, he looks like he's got something about him. I'll give him that. I really would. Maybe yes. So,
but I felt so sorry for him. You know, he looks so distressed.
Mark's right here. Maybe should have been a sin. Maybe that should be a sin bin thing moving forward. 10 minutes in the sin bin. I don't know. You know, it to me, it's I don't like. I've never liked.
You know, I don't get it, because I think it's a human level having an instant reaction. It's something else, you know, throwing the ball, waving your arms, going to the referee, starting to haggle with the referee, and you know, antagonating all of the players and the referees and the crowd. Well, it's something else. But
you do
if you have an instant reaction, you have 1 or 2 seconds, boom. You know, that's just human.
Yeah, but you do realise that, you know, people throw the ball away in every game. You go for a tackle, the ball goes out, you think it's your throw, you pick it up, you go to throw it, and the ref goes other way. So you just go like this, and you chuck the ball behind you. That's physically chucking the ball away, but you don't get booked for that.
No.
So they are going on his actions, I'm guessing. I don't agree with chucking the ball away. You get a booking anyway. I think it's poor. But I hope he learns. I hope the kid learns from it. I'm desperately upset for him, but don't worry, kid. If I was in there, that's what I'd have gone round and said, look, you've learned a valuable lesson today, buddy. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to eat your lunch over it. Just remember it. That's all I'd say.
It was good to see the Old Trafford crowd, actually, when he left out the tunnel. You know, people were cheering, they were clapping, and you know, this is how we are.
But he'd gone by then. His emotions got the best of him. He got his, you know, he'd gone. Shirt was off. He got it over his face. He'd gone.
You've been 17 yourself. You know how it is. You know.
Yeah.
Is he 17 or is he 18? I'm not quite sure.
He's 18.
He's 18. Okay. Well.
Yeah,
it's tough when, but he will learn. He will get valuable experience from this, as you said, Stu, and I agree. You know, it's not the end of the world for Shay Lacey.
It's good for the kid. It is good for the kid. And I'm wondering, you know, whether Kobe Mainoo, you know, should have got. You know, I always think you should get sent off early doors in your career. I've always believed it, because it you know, it teaches you a big lesson in life.
Remember Beckham in the World Cup.
Yeah,
I remember Ronaldo got sent off. I remember the Nani sending off. You know, there are things that just going on in the game, and
yeah, it's really interesting.
Hopefully, he will grow. He will grow on this incident.
But I do stand corrected. I mean, I've seen a Manchester United player in Lacey again. Come on, Jarvis. I've seen the kid. Don't give a fuck. I love that. I absolutely love it. And he reminds me of our number 11, our old number 11. Greenwood. He would get the ball and he would just hit you. And Lacey does that. He hits you. He doesn't give you any peace. And he's absolutely great. So I'm delighted for that for him. I don't know how much he would play moving forward with Mbeumo coming back. We ain't got a crystal ball, have we? And I don't think that's going to hurt him. So it won't hurt the kid, guys. Yeah. You know, I just think it's a bit of a shame. But I do agree with you, Jarvis. But but you know me, I always see different. Anyway.
It is what it is. But I think it ruined our momentum at the end of the game. We tried to win the game, but we couldn't. Yeah.
Very clever by Caglioglu. You're right, mate. At the end of the day, because
we see this all the time, Stu, and actually Trevor Wade comes in and say, "What did he actually do? Just to show petulance, no show passion." Yeah,
it's just petulance by chucking the ball down. But the physical rule is you throw the ball away or you chuck it down or whatever. I don't like it, pal. I don't. What's happening in the chat, gentlemen? What's going on tonight?
Mods have to figure it out. Big up Ida Maria coming in and say, "Hey, good people. In my opinion, a good team won't play well if the coach doesn't give the right energy." Yeah, you could feel it when they came out on the field. That good vibe weren't there today. I think you're right.
It's an accurate point. You did see some of them, even when we were 2-0 down. We were very slow and lethargic, weren't we, with the ball at the back?
Yeah,
we were getting the ball. I'm thinking, would you mind moving it a bit quicker? Any chance? It's like as Brighton ordered, just jotted back. Gross was like, doing he got his baton out and he was doing the orchestra.
Yeah,
and they went bang, hit us. It's on the attack. So.
Yeah.
Rich wants to know, quick question for you and us, but I'll let you answer that one. Any positives for the rest of the season?
Well, we need to start winning games. That's where we have to start. We have to start with the next game. We can't do it all at once. But the Manchester City game, we need to start preparing for that game. Come in tiring, it's a derby. It's us against our city rival, and I think in that game we need to come in swinging. We can't let Manchester City do their thing. We got to come in swinging, hard tackles, going in every time. And I think we could also be we could do a little bit of shithousery. Try to get Manchester City up. And also we need to have a good game plan. I wouldn't mind if we sit deep, if we try to play on the counter and
No, I agree. Sorry, Mark was just asking, can we redirect? When
we'll see. I don't know how long we will go, but Lawrence Burry comes in and say, "Ole, our force of positivity. The first thing he can do is to switch to a 3-5-2." We might actually do that, because I don't think we have the centre backs to playing with the back two centrally, unless we have De Ligt and Maguire back, because those are the only ones. I
don't think we can go to a back three anymore. I think we've got to play a back four now.
Yeah, but it's something else when you go into a 3-5-2. I think that's a balanced formation.
People are saying Carrick anyway, aren't they? People are saying Carrick's got it because he's got a fully fledged backroom team.
Okay.
That's what they're
saying. I don't know, but I hope Ole gets the job. I need some positivity right now. I need something to believe in, because right now it's a tough time being a Man United supporter, and I think we all feel it. It's horrible. But we've been through it before. There was a time before Ferguson, time after Sir Matt, and we struggled for 26 years, or was it 24?
26.
26 years, yes.
Yeah, 26.
We've been through bad times before. Man United will never die, but it doesn't look well. Going forward. Let's see. Let's look at the second goal, the first goal. We haven't analyzed the first goal.
Yeah.
Just bring it up. What's going on? It's not working. Okay. There we go. So it's number 24 carrying the ball, and 24. That's who's that? Caglioglu.
Yeah, it was Caglioglu. Yeah, and he gives it to Welbeck, doesn't he?
So Caglioglu's carrying the ball. Dallo,
this is brilliant from Welbeck.
But I think Dallo, let's just analyze the first part, the defending of Dallo. What's your take? Because I think he looks very flat-footed. It's an easy.
Yeah. When you back off from a player, it's easy for you to be able to pop off. When you come towards a player, it's easy for you to be able to pop off. I don't really think he could do much there, to be brutally honest, except clean Kalioglu out completely and give a free kick. Because the movements and the timing, and don't forget Kalioglu's on his left foot. He's got the ball carried on his left foot. It's an easy, whether he's tight or whether he's not, it's an easy flick away. You've done it yourself, Jarvis, when the ball comes into you and somebody comes steaming about what you do.
Yeah.
Bing, he's little 5-yard, little 2-yard, little prick, and away you go. That's what they did. So yeah, it's one of those.
Well, I'm not blaming Dallo. I'm just asking.
No. But the interesting thing is, the disappointed thing is that Welbeck had a lot to do when he receives the ball. He had a lot to do there because he was running towards the ball. So he goes back to goal for a start.
It's a brilliant run, that diagonal run.
Yeah.
It drags the defender with him, he opens up space, you see here. And there's so many elements of this, it's very good, very good run. And this is what you get with the astute strikers, prolific strikers like Welbeck. So he receives the ball, and that little
stop and go. I can't believe we just got. I mean,
and I think it's Mason Mount who's defending, and you see, shift the momentum on Mount.
It's Mountain Yarrow. Yeah, Mountain Yarrow. Lovely cross. I mean, lovely cross.
But you see now the player I talked about, the dragging the defender out of position and opening up this space central. It has so many elements. It's not just the stop and go and the lofty pass, the perfect pass in. Suddenly they have an open player, and they scored. So it was, I think it was Rutter who had the header, and then it was
Rutter, whatever it is.
Gruda scoring the goal.
Gruda scored. Yeah, he took it really well, really well. But it was made. All that was the Welbeck run.
Yeah,
and the way that he didn't move the ball away from goal, moved it toward goal by turning his body and then getting across it. It's a fantastic piece of play. It really was from Brighton. Fantastic. We defended abysmally.
Yeah.
And
I think we need, as a team, we need to be more compact. We can't getting, we have too much stretch in this team. Too much stretch.
Yes.
You could see in a lot of times, the defenders panicking, tracking back, and there's a huge gap, and then you see one or two midfielders comes jogging, because it's too.
We're not effective anywhere across the pitch, Jarvis, anymore. No. We're not. We're not aggressive across the pitch anymore. I don't know what we are. As the Premier says, we've been moaning and bitching for 10 years now. Over a decade. He's right. We keep talking about the same things week in, week out because they're not putting the same things right. It's crazy. It's nuts when you think about it. Professional football. It's crazy.
Can we try to look? Okay, Stu, what's the positives you can take from this?
Well, let me tell you the positives, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, and I'm not talking about positives at Manchester United, but I'm going to tell you the positives of football, right? Rob Edwards at Wolves, whether you like Rob Edwards or not, whether you like Wolves or not, whether you say they beat Shrewsbury 6-1 or whatever, they get 1 point against Manchester United. They didn't lose. They've won twice on the spin now. And drawn again. He's coming in, he's steadied the ship, and he's got a bunch of losers, and he's turning them into winning footballers. So it can be done. Everybody's looking at Wolves. Fucking Edwards, 2 points. He ain't got a hope in hell. All of a sudden, the magic switch is turned. Strand Larsen pops in with a hat-trick. I know, again, it was FA Cup. It was against Shrewsbury. But the point is, they've got momentum. And they've got momentum and they're winning games. All of a sudden, people said Wolves are going to...
Can they do the magic and stay up? Or do you think it's too little too late?
They can stay up. Yes, there's nothing to stop them staying up. But my point is that everybody wrote Rob Edwards off, and look what's happened. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about football. I'm not talking about Wolves in particular. I'm just talking about football. Wolves are the whipping boys of the Premier League. Not anymore. They're not. And they weren't before they came to us, were they, Jarvis? They were losing the odd, games by last minute, last kicks. They've stopped that, and now look where they are. So we can't seem to do that. We all thought that Fletcher coming in, we're going to beat Burnley, and we should beat Brighton in the cup.
Yeah.
But no, we're not even doing that. We're not even doing that now. We're not doing anything. We draw against Burnley, and we can't beat Brighton. Brighton's 50% reserves. This is the. I'm not saying we want Rob Edwards. I'm just saying I'm using an example of how a football club can turn itself around. Now, whether Wolves make it out or not, Jarvis, it doesn't matter. But if Wolves finish on 20 points when they've spent half the season on 2 points, you've got to say, hats off to the players.
They have 14 points up to Nottingham Forest and safety.
Still keep going. You just keep going now, don't you? It's all of a sudden it's clicked for Wolves. So my point is, we can't. Whatever we do, we can't get that bounce that Wolves has got right now, that Burnley have had, that Forest had last season, that Bournemouth have had, at the minute. Brighton have got, Palace. I know Palace got beat yesterday, but Palace have had it. We don't seem to have this bounce. We can't do it because we can't be bothered half the time, I guess. So whether or not, as I said, whether Wolves go out or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, for a long time they hadn't won anything, and then all of a sudden, and that's the interesting thing for me about football.
If we are trying to look forward, as we see now, we have Manchester City coming up next Saturday, and then we have Arsenal the Sunday after, the 25th of January. Then we have Fulham, Spurs home, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. So a lot of tough games now coming up. On paper, West Ham is maybe the winnable game here, but the rest of it is a coin toss, I think. And Newcastle away, that would probably be a loss. Spurs have our number. They beat us every time, and we have City and Arsenal. So we could actually see a lot of games.
Whoever he gets in, whoever it may be, I mean, let's not speculate now. Whoever it may be has got a difficult task. They'll be looking at those games, and they should be turning around to the board and saying, if you want European football, you must get me 2 players in January. Whoever it is.
We know we won't sign any players.
No, he won't.
We spend all our money on Amarim out and his staff, £27 million.
Yeah,
and now we sit here, we're just waiting because they have to preserve and save the money for the new manager coming in, so they can say we backed him. But this is not the thing. They need to back the club.
Yeah, it's not how you run a football club. So
no.
Got to make that decision. It's got to. They should. The decision needs to be tonight and communicated tomorrow. Not Tuesday, not Wednesday, not Thursday. Tomorrow.
We can't be sitting on our ass. We have to act. This is time for acting. Yeah.
He's got to be in situ tomorrow morning at 7:30 at Carrington. Whether it gets leaked to the press or not, who gives a fuck? The manager has to be in there, or you stay with Fletcher. You can't dick about now. You've got a 1:30 kickoff, right? We're rubbish at 1:30 and 12:30. We know that, guys. We're rubbish.
Oh.
We're at home. You can't afford Tuesday, Wednesday appointment. It's got to be tomorrow.
We need to solve this interim. But why is it taking so long just to hire an interim manager? Interview after interview. An interim manager is an interim manager. We should just hire an interim manager, focus on the next manager coming in, and start interviewing that guy.
The more you piss about, Jarvis, with this, the less chance we've got. I'm not saying we've got any chance, by the way, guys, of getting a result against City. I mean, City aren't playing well, but Semenyo going there is a big fillip for them. And the chances are Haaland will get a fucking hat-trick anyway against it. So, who knows? They haven't got a defence, have they? But That's not the
But,
point.
Stu, you got to keep in mind, if we sit on our ass, we wait, maybe we will hire Ollie or Carrick, we come Tuesday, Wednesday. He needs training sessions with this team to get into this game. We can't sit on our ass and do this. I'm so sick of this board, having no guts, taking and making a decision.
He's got to be in tomorrow morning, Jarvis. He's got to be in his office at 7:30 in the morning. That's it. Getting his coaches in. I want you, it should be announced tonight or tomorrow, but he should be in. None of this press conference bollocks. I haven't got time for a press conference. I've got to be out there on that fucking training pitch, and I've got to coach the team to a result Saturday. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not.
But Stu, why they are taking their time, because they are calculating on Fletcher. Is he good enough? I think if Fletcher won today, the fans will stand behind Fletcher, and they would save money. I think it's all about cost saving.
Well, you can't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think this is what they are calculating on. I'm 100% sure it's all about the money. Oh, we have just spent 27 million on the wrong chemistry from the rack.
Fletcher was out of his depth, mate, today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry. I like Darren Fletcher, but he's had a big wake-up call. Do you remember I said to you tonight after the Leeds game, there's no way you could bring Tyler Fletcher into that game because it would have just destroyed his career. And there are things that happen in that way. And so, yeah, it's just right now, I agree with you, wholehearted. It just isn't good enough. We're dicking about with a fucking interim. Should have been done tonight. Should have been released tonight. As I said, if he isn't in there tomorrow, Jarvis, and he comes Tuesday or Wednesday, he's probably got 3 training sessions. What's the fucking point in that?
Do you think it's taking time because the interim is actually demanding? Maybe Ollie is, as I saw Ida Maria saying, maybe the interim or Carrick or Ollie demands a couple of signings in January, because it is an open window. We should be able to sign players right now, and we know we need players in, especially in this midfield.
Got to support them. You've got to go and you've got to get Neves for 20 million quid. I don't know what the fuck we're doing with that. I don't understand it. Villa are in a really good position, and they think Gallagher can help them. Yeah. Remember, we don't want Gallagher. People don't like him, but they think, Emery thinks Gallagher can help Villa. Well, get Gallagher. Can we have John McGinn, please? I'm just using that as an example. Yeah. Or Anana. I'm just using that as an example. But the point is, there are teams out there that are willing to stake money to make sure Villa remain in the top 4. That's what we're trying to do. You're right. I do think it's money related, but you can't keep doing it. What's the fucking point? What is the point of interim moving in on Tuesday or Wednesday? Seriously, somebody tell me. Because it makes no sense to me, pal.
The plan is signing the players they have set their mind on. We know they are trying to get Elliot Anderson, Baleba, or whoever,
You're not going to get those fucking players. Why would Elliot Anderson risk coming to Manchester United? Seriously, mate.
Ruin his career, playing for this
club. If you go to City or United now, if you said to your agent, I want to stay in the Northwest, the end. So you've got 3 clubs, haven't you? Liverpool, City, United. Well, you forget United because they're just a shit show. They're a basket case. I don't want to go to City because I ain't going to play as much as I want. So Liverpool's my only option. But then I'm up against Wirtz.
Yeah.
Whatever. But there's no point in coming to us. Why would you? So I think we've done a deal for Baleba. I think Baleba will come to us, whatever. He's that type of player that will.
But it's not enough.
No, it isn't.
And it's too little, too late. That's the thing.
It's too little, way too late, mate. So why would you come to Manchester United? I guess is what I'm asking right now. It's a fucking basket case of a club.
Yeah. We have a City fan in the chat. I hope you're well.
Thanks for joining us.
SBO and we are dreading the Manchester City game coming up next Saturday, and I don't think Man United will win it. I have to be honest. to be.
No, I look, you know, when I
Anything
said
can happen, but you know, in one game. But
I did say that, didn't I? But when I said we beat Liverpool, Jarvis, I actually knew we would. I really did knew we beat Liverpool. I can't say that against City. I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
I see a
No,
lot of Mick McCarthy. I saw Neil Warnock here. I saw Sam Allardyce. People are suggesting people who can come in as an interim and actually save us right now. But
well, the one you would go for interim is gone back to Celtic because Celtic realised they made a fucking error by not keeping him. You know, and he's already won his first game back. They haven't won in 5, had they, or something like that. Martin O'Neill goes back in, they win straight away. It's just a shit.
Oh, yeah,
honestly, if we don't have, I'm sorry, guys, but I mean this, and I mean it genuinely. Like I said, that they had 24 hours to sack Amarin, Jarvis. I meant it because of the press conference. We have to have this guy in tomorrow morning because he needs as long as he can on that pitch. And if you're this interim manager, if you're Solskjaer or you're Carrick, you've got to be on the board tonight saying, what are you doing? Is it me or is it Ollie? Because I need to know now. Because I want to be in tomorrow. I have the fucking balls. Show something.
And also, I think we have to demand that this board back the interim also, because it doesn't. If we have a sporting director, a DOF, we should be able to sign players. Nevertheless, the manager, because he's the guy who knows where the direction we are going.
Pete's right.
And when we bring in a manager, it shouldn't matter. Yeah. He should be in tonight, 100%. So why can't we sign players right now? Because we are doing cost-saving measures, and we are just trying to penny pinch us around the Premier League at the moment, just hoping that somehow a miracle will happen and we become in the top 5 and qualify for Champions League next season. But it doesn't look well at the moment.
It's our closest, Jarvis. We've been for 2 years, isn't it? You know, back in getting fucking Champions League football, you're going to get the money back. You made a point the other day, Jarvis. Champions League guarantees you 100 million now.
Yeah.
You know, do something then to get us. This is what I don't understand. You know, and this isn't a fan overreaction, by the way. This is common sense in my brain. I don't fucking understand what you're doing. What does Wilcox do all day? What does he do all day? Is he going to his office and play hearts on his computer a day? What does he do all day? Barada's different. Barada's got to run the business. That's completely different what Barada does. So you can't.
Well, I think Barada, you know, if you go by the title, Barada has nothing to say when it comes to this, but I think he has a word when it comes to, you know, I think he was the mastermind behind Ruben Amorim, for example. And people got to remember, the guy who did all this calls in Manchester City was never Omar Barada. It was always Trixie Bergestein, and he's a good man. He was handpicked by the Manchester City owners from the top tier. Barcelona came in and have done a really good job at Manchester City. Respect for how they have run the club, you know, even though they are cheats. They are
cheats. Yeah. Anyway, that's a different.
But you know, from a footballing perspective, you know, bringing in top class people. Look at Arsenal. Andrea Berta as the sporting director. Yeah. So many
changed it.
100%.
Arsenal do business.
And Liverpool, they have Michael Edwards, CEO, people who have knowledge, who's been around for so many years, and they run their club well, you know. And we are sitting here with Wilcox. Give me a break, you know, that guy, you know.
Oh, mate, I think I'm talked out. I'm sorry, I just feel fucking. It's getting to me now. I can feel my blood starting to boil. You know, I'm looking at my phone, and Pete's right. You know, I said tomorrow morning, Pete's right. Why haven't we got a decision now? Why haven't we got a decision now? What is it? What's so fucking hard? Come out and say we're supporting Darren Fletcher, then, or come out and say we're supporting. You know, Ollie's back in, Carrick's back in. Oh, fucking, I've had enough.
Yeah, Bassa, yeah, he's a proper eye.
Oh, I've got a headache.
Well, guys, you know,
I got a headache.
We want to see the Man United header, the Sesko header, before we wrap up, or
yeah, of course we do. Yeah, because I want to make a point about how close he was to knocking himself unconscious.
Okay. So this is the corner comes in from Bruno. I know it's a difficult angle and you can't see all the details, but in the background you see we are targeting the back post. We have a place like Maguire here. We have Sesko wrestling, and we are trying to put the ball in this area. The back
Look where
post
Slabby
area.
is, though. Look where Slabby is. Imagine that steam train coming into you. Fucking hell.
So the corner comes from Bruno. They wrestle a lot, and I think there's a lot of determination behind that goal. They're both. It's actually Sesko beating Maguire in that aerial duel.
I think Maguire thinks he scored in the way he turned around to put his arm in there. Look, it's a brilliant. Look how close he is, though, to get his head whacked off his own head. It's a fucking brilliant header. I think Slabby scores as well, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic header, that is. Keeper had no chance. I think a few of my mates were texting me saying he should have stopped that. No chance. It's a great header.
Yeah. And also, I think Harry Maguire coming in, gives us a more physicality. It was all Sesko in the beginning, but now we have Harry Maguire coming in, and I'm looking so forward to having Maguire back in the starting 11, because we need a play like him. We need some experience, and I haven't always been positive to Harry Maguire, but I feel he's one of our definitely one of our best defenders, and he has something extra when it comes to the X factor, attacking and being in the box and all of this.
The thing about it is most of the other Brighton defenders don't give a fuck about the rest of the lads, but 4 of them know exactly what Maguire can do. They were there for Maguire, really. But Sesko's header was honestly, it's a fucking great goal. It was a really, really good header, that was. You can't underestimate that, mate.
It's a quality header, yes. Agile Beast coming in and say it's a quality header, aimed down low. So yeah, it was a good header, but
fantastic goal, mate. I'm pleased. So 3-on-3. What did we say? If he gets a really clear-cut chance, he'll score, and he did. This is why the ball. You're thinking, what the fuck are you passing it to Dallo for? That's 5 fucking attempts he's had in 3 fucking games, and he still can't fucking score. Sesko gets in, bang, we're 1 up, he's peeling away. And Bumo's in, 1 up, we're peeling away.
On the positives, big up Tom Porter. Good to see you coming in late, but glad you are here, Tom. I just want to say on the positives what we have to look forward to. We know AFCON now is at the end. There will be players coming back in Bumo, Ahmad, Masraoui. I think they will contribute immensely into the squad because they have more quality than a lot of these players. And also, getting an interim, maybe we'll have a little Ollie bounce or Carrick bounce, people actually giving an F of doing a good job.
I think we're getting Ahmad. Ahmad's going to play Sunday, isn't he? And I would imagine Mbeumo will play Sunday, or at least Mbeumo, maybe not both, but at least one of them is going to play Sunday. Cunha needs help desperately. Desperately needs some help, Cunha does. Sesko is demonstrating a real ability now. I was quite happy with him today. Bruno, I think you're right. I think Bruno overworked himself today. I agree with that. That's because he didn't have the cushion of Casemiro. So maybe we're forgetting the cushion of Casemiro. Maybe we're underestimating exactly what Shaw's done for us this season, because Martinez wouldn't have been that far out with Shaw in there. Shaw covered him. Maybe we're underestimating that. We're not taking that into account.
But why wasn't Shaw playing? Is he injured?
Well, who knows? We don't know. But your point about Maguire is a brilliant point. You're absolutely right. Now we haven't had him. We've noticed him.
Yeah. But getting the lick back, getting Maguire back, I think it really helps out. And now all the AFCON players, it will strengthen our squad. We will look better, and hopefully we can start winning games again. But we need to fix this. We need to fix this, and it's on the board. They need to fix this. It's not us. We as fans, we can all we can do is talk about it and share on the guys as best as we can. But every time, I'm going back to the same Wilcox thing. So you got to excuse me. My mind is.
It's all right. This is an interesting take, Dave. Sorry, man. Yeah, there's not something isn't right with him at the moment. I think the problem with Cunha at the moment is I think he feels that if he doesn't carry the fight, nobody else will. So he, since Mbeumo's gone in particular, he's the one that's trying to drive us forward. And I really agree with you on that one, Daz. I think he's getting so fed up with it. He's not chasing back, or he's not got the enthusiasm to really put a defensive shift in as well. And he's not getting anywhere when he's going forward because people aren't running off him. He's not been able to to make the passes. So fingers crossed we'll see a much more revitalised Cunha under whoever or with him.
But I think Cunha is a little bit wasted on the left wing. I think he's more number 10. He's so much better centrally, and then he can drop down and the space will be there. But now, when he receives the ball, he has no space. And I think this is one of the biggest issues with Cunha. He need that space, for him to turn, to drive into. But you can't find that space playing on the wing at that time.
He is wasted out there. He hasn't got the backup. Dorgu and Cunha just don't mix. They're like two magnets, the polar opposite. They don't mix. They don't know how to play with each other. I'm not saying Cunha knew how to play with Dalot, by the way. But
Jarle disagrees. He said Cunha's best position is actually on the left wing. Yeah? But I feel he's a little bit wasted. But that's just
I thought he was better at Wolves when he came out centrally. I've only ever seen him play centrally for Wolves, and
But now, when we're going forward, we know we will play with a number 10, Bruno in the 10. But I see Bruno, he doesn't get the space either. He's really fully packed. So Bruno is almost forced to drop a little bit deeper to get that space. We can turn with the ball, and maybe Cunha and Bruno should fight it out for the number 10 position, and just leave it like that.
Well, I tell you what, don't forget it's his first season with us as well. He's come into a shit team as well. I mean, the thing with the Wolves, a team that he was playing in, he had better players around him, didn't he? He had Nori, and he had much better players around him. We just, I think we're going to see Cunha. I mean, the way that Cunha played at Liverpool when we beat them 2-1 was phenomenal. He was brilliant that day. He was brilliant defensively, and he was brilliant attackingly because he believed in it. I think the last few games he's not been his best, so we need to be patient.
I think it's Sesko. That's the name I haven't heard in a while.
Zico.
Zico.
Oh, great.
His nickname was the White Pele, wasn't it?
Well, supposedly.
Yeah. But he
said Adair in that team. Adair was more cultured with his left foot.
Yeah, but Sesko, he was a really good player. But that's the Brazilian team, 1982, 1986.
Yeah. Falcao was in there. He had Socrates. Zico had Socrates and Falcao.
Socrates, what a player! What a player! Doctor.
Do I need to say any more? He had those types of players. We don't. Cunha hasn't got anyone near that quality.
Socrates, what a player. Yeah. Well, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up. I know Stu has some business to take care of, so
some tablets in my head. It's giving me a headache today.
But guys,
Mark's live, I think.
Hold on, I'll see if we can redirect.
United
read a couple of comments and I will.
Socrates, by the way, funny story about Socrates. He did come to a non-league team in the UK and he came smoking on the pitch. Absolutely brilliant. Legendary. Socrates was absolutely brilliant player. Let's have a look. What else have we got?
Mark. What's the name of Mark's channel? Mark.
United Lens. Let's have a look. Not a lot of like for Cunha tonight. But look, I think ultimately we'll see a better Cunha. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that meme. Amrin doing the Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, it was quite funny.
Yes, that's a brilliant video. If you haven't seen it, guys, go search it up.
It's funny as fuck. Yeah, it's funny as fuck. I'll tell you what.
I can't redirect to because this YouTube says redirect privileges needed. Ask United Lens to add you to their live redirect list. So I can't redirect to Mark. Sorry about that.
I'm in. United Interim. I'm leaving now. That's exactly what Jarvis was referring to. Everybody, I am the new interim manager of the club.
I will be on your coaching staff.
Jarvis is coming over to assist me.
Tactical coach.
Actually, we will do it together. We would never do anything in a 1-2 position. We do everything together, me and my old mate Jarvis. So me and Jarvis at the helm.
I will be at Carrington 6 a.m. sharp, and I expect all the players to be there, ready, dressed, with their boots on.
Yes.
And we will start right away. And I will go training tactically every day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 hours, just no breaks. And I will run them to the ground at least until Wednesday, and then they can rest a little bit up to Saturday.
Yeah, we'll give them a little bit, yeah. It's been a great show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We got 51 likes. Honestly, it's been a great show. It's been a tough show. I think when we lose the way that we lost today, it's been a tough show, hasn't it? But it's been a brilliant show as well. Your support is always.
Yes, guys. If you can do me a favor, if you want to watch more, I will put because I can't redirect because I don't have.
I told Mark we can't redirect him.
No, but this is the link to Mark's channel, United Lens. So go to Mark and give him a like and leave some comments in the live chat for him and say that you was Tactical Devils sent you. So go to Mark and give him our support. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a great show. I just want to thank 21st Century Vampire for a 500 rupee super chat. Jonathan Lillienberg coming in with the super chat, and also I Am Titanium. Thank you guys for the donations. You've been brilliant. So it's been a good show. We will be back Monday.
Monday tomorrow night.
Panel show, 9 p.m. So we will have much more to talk about, and hopefully there will be a decision on the interim manager. So it's been a good show. Thank you, everybody. Smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time, and leave a comment in the non-live section afterwards. Everybody have a good one, and see you later. Bye-bye.